Looking for a fun way to win up to 25 times your money this football season? Test your skills on Prize Picks, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projection for a wide variety of statistics, and place your entry. It's as easy as that. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and an enormous selection of players and stat options are what make Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Ready to test your skills? Join the Prize Picks community of more than 7 million football fans who have already signed up. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Just visit prizepicks.com/get100 and use code GET100. That's code GET100 at prizepicks.com/get100 for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy. Looking for a fun way to win up to 25 times your money this basketball season? Test your skills on Prize Picks, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projection for a wide variety of stats, and place your entry. It's as easy as that. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and injury insurance on your picks are what make Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Ready to test your skills? Join the Prize Picks community of more than 7 million players who have already signed up. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Just visit prizepicks.com/get100 and use code GET100. That's code GET100 at prizepicks.com/get100 for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy.
Listener discretion is advised.
Last week on Six Shifts Incorporated.
One of them's talking to that detective I told you about.
Go over there and make it stop.
Hades is trash.
I take it back.
You don't get to cry. I've been barely scraping by for millennia. Where were your tears then? Consider this my resignation.
Oh, hi, Sarah. How can I help you?
Get the team together for an emergency meeting. Due to the law of revelation, Monica is, unfortunately, no longer with us. Heaven is out of power. The human spirit is currently sitting on Heaven's throne. They are marked by the sign of the trickster, and they've managed to trap the Almighty in a computer simulation.
They all died before you. Hold on now. Someone deleted the original report.
We did not start this fight, but we will win this war!
I'll be fine. I just need to...
You may have noticed that I stopped commenting on where I'm recording from. Whiskey Jack thinks that they're somehow able to listen in when I'm recording and pinpoint where we are based on what they hear. So now I'm using a filter to cut out any background sound and make us harder to trace. Apparently the power I'm using doesn't utilize towers or satellites like ordinary tech, so that's how they can still attack my mind and not know where we are. It's a mixed blessing. Anyway, the day after my first check-in with Marley, I was working a shift at Club Cafe with Steve, and that's where this footage comes from. Steve and I are hanging around behind the counter, waiting out a lull between customers. Oh, hey, I read something in the news today about your manager. That's awful. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it sucks.
It's scary, too. I hope they catch the person who did it. There's this flicker of malicious anger that crosses his face when I'm not looking. It's spooky.
They probably won't, because nobody really cares. Sure, people pretend to care now, it's what you're supposed to do, but after a while, maybe a few weeks, maybe a few months, nobody will even remember she died. Her case will go cold like all the other ones and quietly fade into the background. People only really care if they feel like their own lives are in danger. People also care when somebody with a lot of money dies, but that's only because you might get paid to care. In the end, everyone's only pretending.
I don't know what to say to that. You know, I'm friends with this detective.
Drop it, Skyler.
Okay. I'm thinking about quitting.
What?
Not here, but my side gig for Stick Shift Incorporated. I was thinking about all the meetings I've had with Detective Marley and how hinky everything is with that company. And I'm just exhausted of always being stretched so thin.
But you can't quit.
Why not?
How else are you going to save up enough money to move out?
Excuse me?
Oh, don't pretend. I know you're dying to go back to Edmonton and buy a place of your own.
How?
You talk in your sleep sometimes. Loudly.
Does Kobe know?
See, boy. He sleeps like a baby. Don't worry. Your secret's safe with me. Honestly, I don't blame you.
So you really think I should keep working for them?
I think it's your best bet.
And I think he didn't want to lose his best source of information on Hades' daily operations. Having me around was probably the only thing protecting Steve from, well, best not to think about that. At the end of that shift, I received an unexpected visit. Vanessa, what are you doing here? The no-nonsense attitude, the relentless motion. There's something threatening behind her eyes. She whips out a formal letter and practically shoves it in my face. I look positively bewildered. Did I mention I'm still behind the counter? I'd been in the process of removing my work apron when she assaulted me. The drawstrings of my apron are dangling uselessly at my sides. What is this?
A cease and desist letter.
What? Hang on, can you give me 5 minutes? I need to clock out and...
No, I cannot give you 5 minutes. All the information you need is contained in that letter.
Vanessa turns on her heel and is about to leave when... Wait! She halts, and I quickly skim over the letter. What if I have a question about, subsection 32C of my NDA? Wait, I never signed an NDA.
All Stick Shift Incorporated employees signed an NDA. I have yours right here.
She opens a folder under her arm and reveals a document with my signature on it. But that doesn't make any sense. I never signed...
The paperwork does not lie, Mix Henderson. And you would do well to heed my notice. If you continue leaking proprietary information to third parties, Stick Shift Incorporated will be forced to take legal action. And you don't want that, do you?
What proprietary information? And third parties?
Good day, Mix Henderson.
And then she just walks out like a force of nature. Oh, hey, a new file appeared. It's from 15 years ago and... This is the one with the people on the moon. Didn't we already... That's weird. It's labeled as remastered. Okay, it looks the same so far. We're on the moon. Hecate comes out to enjoy the view. Oh. I didn't realize the other person with her was Hermes. And he's bouncing around.
Enjoying yourself?
Always.
Wait, did that sound like...
Why am I not surprised?
You should try it. Loosen up a little.
Oh my god, it is!
Something is wrong.
Yes. You're not bouncing. I think that is very wrong.
I'm being serious. Something is out of alignment. Unbalanced.
You're on vacation. Can't you let work go for a bit? Learn to play a little. Earth will still be there when you're done.
I don't think...
Come on. You've earned it.
But...
Haiti, you're killing the vibe.
You're ridiculous. You know that?
She almost figured it out then, didn't she? That wasn't really Hermes. It was you.
Looking for a fun way to win up to 25 times your money this football season? Test your skills on Prize Picks, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projection for a wide variety of statistics, and place your entry. It's as easy as that. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and an enormous selection of players and stat options are what make Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Ready to test your skills? Join the Prize Picks community of more than 7 million football fans who have already signed up. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Just visit prizepicks.com/get100. and use code GET100. That's code GET100 at prizepicks.com/get100 for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
How long were you impersonating Hermes?
You rarely ask the right questions, so I will answer the questions you should have asked. There are rules, Skyler. Ancient ones. Laws that even the gods must obey.
Like the law of revelation.
The living create gods for a purpose, whether it be to make sense of the world or to change it in some way.
Isn't that backwards? Aren't the gods supposed to be the ones who created us?
Yes and no. When a child is born, their soul bears the mark of the gods and archetypes who have had a hand in their creation. Oftentimes this follows ancestral lineage, but not always.
Which means
Greek, French Catholic, Celtic, and Cree. I've managed to keep the Fae away from you, but entities from the other mythologies have all staked a claim on your soul.
I need to sit down.
But this story is far older than you, Skyler. When the colonizers came, their gods attempted to rewrite everything. What they couldn't change, they aimed to destroy.
That's awful. Whiskey Jack?
Yes, Skyler?
Thanks for answering the questions that I didn't know to ask.
You're welcome, Skyler.
Anyway, after Vanessa surprised me at the club cafe, I went to see Detective Marley. Here's some audio from that conversation. And then she handed me that letter.
But you never signed anything.
No.
Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure. I have no way of proving it, but I'm telling you, they forged my signature.
You can't prove that yet. But my source may be able to track down some footage or audio that does. Plus, they've been searching for someone reliable to sort through files for them. Pays better than what you're getting from Stick Shift. Here, you should message them.
Thanks.
I'll see what I can do about this Vanessa person.
Which leads me to the next file. It's evening, and we're in Yale Town looking down on Detective Marley. He's sitting in a black car parked outside of a luxury apartment building. Okay, now Vanessa Lewis is walking into frame. Detective Marley gets out of his car and approaches her.
Good evening, Miss Lewis. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
Vanessa looks annoyed. Wait, did you see that? Of course you didn't. So there are a couple other people in frame. I thought they were all just random strangers, but Vanessa made eye contact with one of them and nodded.
I can't fathom why. Because if this were a business call, you would have approached me in my place of business during business hours.
The person Vanessa nodded to is sneaking up behind Detective Marley with... Is that a bow and arrow? Oh, no.
So surely this is not a business call, Detective Marley, is it?
Cupid. Of course it's Cupid. When the arrow hits Detective Marley, he doesn't even react except for...
Well,
Wow. I didn't know that shade of red even existed. A woman comes forward from behind Cupid and smiles at Vanessa.
But if this is about pleasure...
She grabs him by the tie and leads him into her apartment. And we're inside now. Cupid and the woman that I'm guessing is Aphrodite. Nope, I'm done. Time to go wash out my eyeballs with bleach. It's weird that Vanessa could see them but Marley couldn't, right? The gods, I mean. But why didn't they explode? When she saw them, why didn't they explode? For that matter, why doesn't Whiskey Jack explode every time I talk to him? Are they casting some sort of protection, or are those not their true forms? Who are the Watchers? Early on, Whiskey Jack told me that there are many Watchers, but Why don't the gods and other mythological beings explode when the Watchers are recording? Maybe the Watchers aren't alive? It's late. I need to go to bed. This show was made possible in part by our Kickstarter backers, Apocalypse Cowboy on Twitter, Stephen LaFawn from the Whichever Path podcast, Dwayne Farver, and 1985 the podcast by Cherie Madewell. Special thanks to our muse on Patreon, Olivia. Thank you so much for believing in us. If you'd like to support the show, consider becoming a patron. You can also support the show by rating, subscribing, and sharing with others. Sharing is caring, after all. Stick Shift Incorporated was written, produced, and set in Vancouver, BC, which is the unceded shared traditional territories of the Coast Salish peoples, including the territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. This episode featured the voices of Checkov, Frederick S. Gregory, Haley C. McCarthy, Stewart Moyer, Takudzwa Sharon Kirimi, and Ditrie Marie Bowie. Music for the show was composed by Anthony Luis Sanchez. If you'd like to hear more of his work, visit anthonyluissanchez.com or subscribe to his YouTube channel, Molto Rubato 88. Think you know what will happen next? Tweet us your theories, or hop into our Discord server linked in the show notes. Stick Shift Incorporated is a Microphones and Monsters production. You can find Stick Shift Incorporated wherever podcasts are found, or at stickshift.com. That's stickshift.com. You can also find other great Microphones and Monsters podcasts at mikesandmonsters.com. That's mikesandmonsters.com. Don't forget to check out our Patreon as well at www.patreon.com/mikesandmonsters. That's patreon.com/mikesandmonsters.
Thank you for riding with Stick Shift Incorporated, the only truly global riding service.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, oh, sorry. We were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right. ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.